Wait. Each new day is a blank page in the diary of your life. The pen is in your hand, but the lines will not all be written the way you choose. Some will come from the world and the circumstances that surround you. But for the many things that are in your control, there is something special you need to know. The secret of life is in making your story as beautiful as it can be. Write the diary of your days and fill the pages with words that come from the heart. As the pages take you through time, you will discover paths that add to your happiness and your sorrows. But if you can do these things, there will always be hope in your tomorrows. Follow your dreams. Work hard. Be kind. This is all anyone could ever ask. Do what you can to make the door open on a day that is filled with beauty in some special way. Remember, goodness will be rewarded. Smiles will pay you back. Have fun. Find strength. Be truthful. Have faith. Don't focus on the things you lack. Realize that people are the treasures in life, and happiness is the real wealth. Have a diary that describes how you did your best, and the rest will take care of itself. Where the brave dare not go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. To love pure and chaste from afar. To try when your arms are so weary. To reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, for the right, without question or cause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. No, it will only be true to this glorious quest. Then My heart will lie peaceful and calm till I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this. That one man, still uncovered with scars, he'll throw with his last ounce of courage to fight the unbeatable foe, to reach the unreachable star. The Impossible Dream by Andy Williams. And before that, Make Your Life the Best It Can Be by Douglas Pagels. Pagels. Douglas Pagels. Pagels. 2021 to 2030 is the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, and the Decade of Action for Road Safety. It's also the United Nations International Decade of Indigenous Languages. It's the 10th day of the first month of 2023, the International Year of Millets. A millet is a cereal grown in warm countries and regions with poor soils, bearing a large crop of small seeds, which are chiefly used to make flour. 2023 is also the International Year of Dialogue as a guarantee of peace. Here in Jamaica, the month of January is being observed as Earthquake Awareness Month. In fact, this week is Earthquake Awareness Week, and we look forward to broadcasting live from the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation this Friday as part of our Earthquake Awareness Week activities. January is also Soup Month here in Jamaica. Meanwhile, in the United States, January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month and Mentorship Month. It's traditional day in Benin. Hoy es martes, el 10 de enero 2023. Y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa, Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado, porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia, de lunes a viernes desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est mardi le 10 janvier 2023 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service par une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. All we're saying is it is Tuesday, the 10th of January, 2022, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to both sides of the story Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. Good afternoon to those of you listening to us on 106.1, 106.3, 106.5, 106.7, and 106.9. From Moran Point to Negril Point, from the Goat Islands to Galena Point. This is Power 106 FM, serving Jamaica and the diaspora. Hello to those tuned in via the Power 106 FM app, which you have downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play Store, depending on the nature of your device. Downloading is free, listening is free, whenever, wherever. We thank those who have dialed a designated number to listen to Power 106 FM from the United States and the United Kingdom. Those in the US who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, we'll remind you of those numbers in just a moment. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Is this Sir D?
Yes, Dr. Rose, how are you?
You picked up the voice. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Oh goodness, just calling in to say hi. We're on the rock.
Oh, welcome home.
Yes. We've been here for a few days, but just got a little busy.
That's
And we
fine.
just want to give you a shout out.
Mm, no problem. We appreciate the link.
Yes,
Yes,
just loving it. Just love my Jamaica.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you do.
Yeah. We both are here, so we're giving a shout out.
Absolutely. I'll be sure to load you up in a little while.
All right. Thanks so much.
All
Have a
right.
good evening.
You too. And my regards to
Yes.
Master Albert.
He's hearing you. He's
Yeah,
hearing you.
okay, good. So you got the message. How are you?
All right, I'm good.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. Well,
All right.
take it easy on the road and we'll talk soon.
Yes.
Okay. Later.
Yes.
Bye bye. To, to those numbers now, those in the United States who wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM can call 631 359 8281. 631 359 8281. If you're in the United Kingdom and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, your number is 0330 606 0953. 0330 606 0953. We're streaming live video on the Dervan Malcolm Facebook page and affiliated pages. If you're not there yet, log on to Facebook in the search box atop the page, type DERVAN MALCOLM, and you too will be able to not just hear but see what's happening in the studios of Power 106 FM. If you don't have a Facebook account, no sweat. There's always YouTube. All you need is a smartphone, a tablet, computer, laptop, desktop, any one of those. Then you need internet connection. But more importantly than connection is connectivity. You want to make sure you're actually connected. So, how do you check for that? Open a browser like Google Chrome, for example. And if you're able to browse, you're good to go. If not, then something is up and you might need to have it checked. In the meantime, we welcome those of you who are listening to us on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Subscribers to onespotmedia.com also have access to both sides of the story in particular and Power 106 FM in general. What's on your mind this afternoon? The lines are open to you. 876-922-4112 to 5. 876-922-4112 to 5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. That number is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. And we should say hello to Mr. and Mrs. Lewis. Or let's do it another way. Mr. and Dr. Lewis. Or we could put it another way. There are many ways we could put it. We're talking about Dr. Rose Marie Adamson Lewis and the love of her life, her husband, the one and only Albert Lewis in Coconut Creek, Florida. But guess what? They're not in Coconut Creek, Florida today, or they weren't there yesterday either, and maybe even a couple of days before that. They're right here on the rock. Once again, refreshing, pressing the refresh button in more ways than one in terms of their own state of wellness, which Jamaicans, no matter what is happening in Jamaica or not, Jamaicans come home, if for nothing else, for that refresher, to press that refresh button. And so the Lewises are in town. Welcome home, and may you continue to be safe and enjoy the beautiful Jamaica land we love. Welcome home, Dr. Rose Marie Adamson Lewis and her husband, Albert Lewis. Welcome. Good to have you on the rock right here in Jamaica land we love. Hello to Asha Ash, and you could ask Asha Ash, Albert Lewis, and Dr. Rosemary Adamson Lewis. Asha Ash has spent, I'm sure she has done 2 months. She just wouldn't leave. And the same thing for Carol in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. She just wouldn't go back home, as in back to her adopted country. And the list goes on. So, well, we're not going to take that away from you. By all means, continue to enjoy the land of our birth. Welcome. Asha Ash, good to have you on board. And hello to you and all the other Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica in London, England, who are tuned in right now. Let's go down the line and clear our backlog of messages now. Audrey Smith says, afternoon, Dervan and listeners everywhere. Dervan, didn't know you could sing. Very nice. Maybe you didn't know you were on speaker, of course. Listening from a gusty and very windy Southampton. You're very kind and generous in your comments, Audrey Smith. But we can hold a note, I would say. Joan Edgehill says, good afternoon from Florida. Joan Edgehill, president of JAAOCF. Can I remember what this stands for now? Jamaica Association or Jamaican Association of Central Florida. I think I got that. Jamaican Association of Central Florida. JAAOCF. Good afternoon, Joan Edgehill, President of the Jamaican Association of Central Florida. Hello to Sarah Scott. Good afternoon to you too. Thank you for your message. Inez Ayona Campbell says, good afternoon, everyone. Checking in from cold Connecticut, as we say in English. Ask the Americans and they'll tell you Connecticut. So Inez Ayona Campbell is contacting us from cold Connecticut, Bridgeport, Connecticut. And Sophia Nemard is in Newell, St. Elizabeth. Good afternoon, Sophia Nemard. Olga Hollingshead, good afternoon to you too. She says, Sir Dervan, Malcolm, and all your listening family and friends, peace and love for a wonderful and fruitful day. The same to you, Olga Hollingshead. Thank you for your message. All the best. Joan Edgehill says, excellent. You're very kind again here, Joan. Thank you very much, and all the very best to you. Let's take a look at what's up on WhatsApp. Let's see what's up on WhatsApp. We haven't checked these messages in a while, just since yesterday, actually. I think we have covered most. Let's see this one from Jamaica Love, Jump, Jump. Oh, I'm not sure. What did I miss? Jamaica Love, you seem to have had quite a laugh at our expense just before 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon, according to the time on your message, the date and time. Also coming in yesterday, Horace, otherwise known as Spider, saying, good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. These so-called violence producers, I don't think I like the name. The government needs to set up a free phone line so they can speak to the mother, father, and other members of the family and start a conversation with them on how we can help to bring them back, because these young people are lost. They need help. Well, there are all kinds of programs. We have never been short on programs for young people and uh, for different youth programs, etc. Those have always been happening on the ground and are still happening, but they can never be too much. They can never be too much. We can always do with more. What we have to do, though, is to try to become more efficient and more deliberate and more purposeful and more mindful, thoughtful, uh, more take a more scientific approach in dealing with these matters. Ambassador Curtis Ward has shared with us a tribute he penned to the late Ambassador Richard Bernal. We concur with Ambassador Ward on the tremendous contribution of the late Ambassador Bernal. May his soul rest in peace and light perpetual shine on his face. And let's see a couple of other messages to clear. Hello to Audrey Dennis. Good afternoon. Norman Wright, sharing the usual Marcus Messiah Garvey quotations. Steve in Toronto, Canada, promoting something here on Instagram. There are messages relating to upcoming events and special invitation. Good afternoon to the entire Hosemati Technical High School family. Hosemati Technical High School is 46 years old today. 46. And we were humbled and honored to have been invited to this morning's event, which is their annual 46th anniversary celebration and awards function, awards ceremony, and they rewarded quite a number of their students we have posted a couple of pictures and videos of what happened at Jose Marti this morning into afternoon. You can check it out on our Facebook page. Happy 46th Jose Marti Technical High School, and all the very best. More messages, and we have, what time is it? In another half an hour, we have an interview scheduled. Want to stand by for that? We'll tell you more about that in a little while. And we see our friends from the Caribbean Connection show. I think that's in the Cayman Islands. Good afternoon to you. Hello as well to James in East London, who's always filling us in with the stories making the news in the United Kingdom. The British government continues to disrespect the Windrush generation, we're told. What? Let's see if we can bring up this story and get a little more from it. The Windrush generation deserves our love and thanks, as Thomas Paine would say, our love and thanks. And of course, that expression made famous here in Jamaica by the late Tony Leng, the founding host of Leng and Company, which eventually became known as, and still is, Both Sides of the Story. More in a moment. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Here's a story that James in East London has shared with us from the Guardian publication. And the story is: the British government continues to disrespect the Windrush generation. Ryan Ross and Joan Lewis decry the Home Secretary's reneging on pledges made after the Windrush scandal to support migrants. Suella Braverman plans to ditch key Windrush pledges. The Windrush generation faced many hardships in the 1950s when they were promised a place to call a home and find work. Time and time again, these promises have been neglected and thrown out as if they have never mattered. When will the government finally let those original 492 migrants be respected for all of the work they did rebuilding our country after the Second World War? I was sickened to learn that the British government is reneging on its commitment to honor the recommendations of the Williams Report. This has the whiff of a playground bully who, having been found out, gives his victim an extra kick when no one is looking. We have a small favor to ask millions. We have a small favor to ask. Oh, we'll come back to that. That was a break in the story. Let's go across. That's the usual bit that you get from The Guardian, seeking support to keep the publication going. But we got the essence of the news that the Windrush generation and their descendants are once again feeling that they and experiencing the British government continued disrespect of the Windrush generation. That the Windrush is the name of that ship that brought Caribbean, West Indian migrants and for the purpose of rebuilding the United Kingdom. And they have been disrespected on so many accounts and for all these years, and the disrespect continues, is what they're saying. Also, coming out of the United Kingdom, police seize £14 million worth of stolen cars and vehicle parts in 2022. Sky News and Tortoise have collated data on all the donations declared by the MPs this parliament and where they come from. 14 MPs have been given more than £250,000 each towards their campaigns and causes, analysis for the Westminster accounts has revealed. The senior politicians from Labour, the Conservative, and the Liberal Democrats were all given between £258,000 and £752,800 from various companies and individuals during this parliament, which started in December 2019. Brixton prison inmates crammed into tiny cells designed for one with toilets. HMP Brixton has made some progress after a previous report called it a prison in trouble. Inmates are sharing tiny cells designed for one person with toilets crammed in between beds at the overcrowded Brixton prison, a report has revealed. Thank you, James in East London, for sharing those stories with us. Hold on, did we miss these? Oh no, those came in yesterday. Let's continue to turn to go up on the messages. Look at the other messages. This one. Good afternoon, sir. I was listening to your opening address and it led me to ask two questions. Why can't we grow millets here in Jamaica since the conditions that are conducive to its growth exist in Jamaica? That's a pertinent question, a very pertinent question. Another point being made, I was introduced to the eating of turnip leaves here in the United States, and I was surprised how good it tasted and how similar it is to callaloo. So my question is, could you launch a research into it and try to introduce it to our diet in Jamaica and let the people know that we are missing out on how good cassava chips is? Thank you, sir. Well, I'll take a shortcut. I'll forward your details. We'll forward your details to Althea Mackenzie, our colleague Althea Mackenzie, the host of Farm Talk here on Power 106 FM. So it's taking a while to load, but that's the quickest way we can think of right now to get the ball rolling on this subject, because Althea she already controls the network, the agricultural network of Jamaica, the region, and the world. So let's make sure we get this message to her. Why? Uh, what's happening here now? All right, let's send it to the other. Let's do this and forward This thing is not cooperating. Come on, what's happening here? Let's try this again. And by the way, that listener is from North Carolina. So let's try again to transmit this message and also the contact to Althea Mackenzie. She's in the best place to do a follow up on these salient points being made by the listener from North Carolina. The phone has decided to play some tricks this afternoon. I don't know why this afternoon, but we are bucking that trend. Here we go. So we're going to send the information across. This thing is really slow. What's happening here? That's what I'm talking about. What took you so long? All right, so we're also going to forward the contact information for this listener from North Carolina. So let's forward the information. Let's see. Yes, this goes here. And someone is trying to come through at this time. All right, so we're going to forward this information as well. And we should have a follow up soon thereafter. All right, so we're forwarding these details now to Althea Mackenzie, host of Farm Talk here on Power 106 FM, and she'll know exactly what to do with the information. Over to you, Althea. Take care. And let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Here's another message. Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and your listeners. Please, can you ask the government, specifically the Minister of Justice, when will they amend laws, policies, and procedures governing expungement of criminal records? Jamaicans are still waiting years to get criminal records expunged. All persons getting from the department is, we are waiting on Criminal Records Office. A 6 months process is taking 6 years. Literally, it is a disgrace. We need a report in Parliament from the expungement department. We need to know how long, how many, turnaround time, plans for moving forward. Wake up, Mr. Chuck. The justice system is failing our people. And this is coming from Tina, who straddles both Central Kingston here in Jamaica and Ontario, Canada. Over to the Justice Minister, Delroy Chuck. And let's see who else is messaging us. Can I? Good day. Uh, let's see. This is in relation to our segment coming up. And let's see. Multitasking here. Let's go back. Do this. Thank you very much. And standing by for that segment coming up at 3 o'clock this afternoon. But we're clearing our messages. Ricardo in Glengoff, St. Catherine, good afternoon. Barbara says, good afternoon to you and all your listeners all over the world. Just want you to know that I'm here sewing and listening to your program. God bless you. Have a great afternoon. Happy to know you are sewing. Good afternoon to you. And we trust your reaping will be great. I'm playing on some words there, but you get the point. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for checking in, Miss Barbara. and all the very best to you. The text line and the WhatsApp number are one and the same, 876-365-3346. Here's a text message that is loading, and let's see if we have it in full now. Good evening, still afternoon here in Jamaica. Mr. Malcolm, my name is Alfonso. I'm in St. Anne. In 2020, a friend gave me one oil nut seed and told me to plant it and make myself a man. I did, and now I have 100 pounds still reaping and still planning. I would, or planting, whichever, might have been a typo. I would like to sell the 100 pounds to anybody who would like to buy. Can call me at 876-535-0303 anytime. So this is another one worth sharing. We have copied the text, and we will also copy the number and share the information with Althea Mackenzie. So this is another lead worth pursuing. All right, so we're going to send this to WhatsApp and ensure that there's a follow-up. So if you missed the message, we're going to run it by you again in just a moment. But we also want to make sure we have the contact number for, okay, so the number is in the message. So we will now forward it to Althea Mackenzie, which we are doing right now so that the follow-up can get going. Right, so the message is, Mr. Malcolm, my name is Alfonso. I'm in St. Anne let's take the break and come back. Hello?
Learn how to protect yourself during an earthquake. WeReady.org. That's WeReady.org.
Hi, good afternoon. Fine, thanks. And you?
For 50 years, Under the Law has been helping you
I'm
know
just
your
trying
rights
to
and how the law
retrieve
will
the
make you
information
those rights. The program is brought to you on Tuesdays by the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries.
for the original information that was sent.
6:45 and 8:55 a.m. And at 4 and at 9:55 p.m. on Power
Or
106
did I
FM.
miss it? I have the flyer.
Farmers, come for a candid conversation with the Minister of
I can
Agriculture and
remember who
Fisheries, the
sent the
Honorable
flyer
Colonel
again.
Charles
That
Jr.
was
Learn more
on
about the agricultural
Messenger.
sector and the role
I
we
think
all
that
play with its
was
development.
Miss
That's a morning with the Minister. Every second and fourth
Lorna
Friday of every
Shelton
month
Beck,
during Farm
was it?
Talk with Althea Mackenzie, right here on Power 106 FM.
Right. Right, so I'll just go based on the poster, but it would be you and Davian, is that it? Okay. All right, no problem. All right, so the program assistant on duty will call you in the next 13 minutes. You're welcome. Bye-bye. Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5, 876-922-4112 to 5. Text line same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well, 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. More listeners joining us. Welcome to Lorna Shelton Beck. She says, greetings, Dervan. Amazed things have not changed with the Windrush folks, she says. Leo Gilling says, Dervan, it's great to hear you. Thanks for allowing me last week. It was great. Pleasure was all ours, Leo Gilling. Thank you very much. Hello to Diana Salmon. Good afternoon to you, Diana Salmon. Good to have you joining us on the program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, and taking your calls on 876 922 4112 to 5, 876 922 4112 to 5. And we are also going to be sharing with you a story. Yesterday's this one of the stories that I like because it speaks to a time when development was happening in Jamaica and happening at a rapid pace. And we all we all yearn for those, what do they call them, halcyon days. Yes. So we we're going to just back up a bit. So it was yesterday afternoon that we were going through the usual the usual list of happenings on particular days, and we came across a story which reminded us of how much more productive we used to be as a country. And so that took us to, I'll tell you where it took us. It took us to January 9, and that was back in, I'll tell you when that was in a moment, but it was the 9th of January, and that was, we're going to bring that up in just a moment. So the story had to do with a particular product. I'm not sure if it's still made. Maybe it is. It's just that I haven't seen it, and but it was on the 9th of January 1984, and the story was Aqua Fresh toothpaste manufactured by natural processors at its factory in Temple Hall in St. Andrew, under license from Beecham Products of the United Kingdom, was introduced on the market in Jamaica on the 9th of January 1984. At the time, Jamaica was the second country in the world outside of England to manufacture Aquafresh toothpaste. Its features were alternating streaks of blue and white with a minty flavor. The white is a fluoride formula, and the blue a gel which provides the minty taste and also acts as a mouthwash. So we used to make Aquafresh here in Jamaica. On the 9th of January 1984, Aquafresh toothpaste, manufactured by Natural Processors at its factory in Temple Hall in St. Andrew under license from Beecham Products of the United Kingdom, was introduced on the market in Jamaica on the 9th of January 1984. At the time, Jamaica was the second country in the world outside of England to manufacture Aquafresh toothpaste. And we told you the features already: alternating streaks of blue and white with a minty flavor. And the white is a fluoride formula, and the blue a gel, which provides the minty taste and also acts as a mouthwash. We have a list of some other places, some other manufacturing plants and operations we used to have. Let's go to the phone lines, 876-922-4112 to 5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hi, how are you, Miss Mervis? Happy and progressive New Year to you too. That's right. True. Hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. I have a list here myself, but anyway, go ahead. Mhm. Mhm. Well, it's a term that was created somewhere between the police and the politicians to bring forth. Hmm.
I can't remember the second time that kept that one. Until one day the Almighty just said to me, so nobody never know because of me.
Hmm.
The man you just assimilate, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Is a still, I believe him, you know. The boy said to me, said, nobody never know because of me. The man said, it's like and do. He never called the minister and the side of cat and the CSA, the other animal team, remember. And they say, I'm coming up on the ear, everybody stop, you know. Where somebody come up, either the politician or some lawyer or somebody come up with something. And we not really stop and looking at it, you know. We just run behind it, you know. Because the word produce can mean a lot of things, don't it?
Yeah.
In a different case, if you are commit crime and an inventor, you produce crime. So I don't know what is this side of the lawyer, you know. Like some of his own right because some of the lawyers. I was in court from 2003 to 2009 with two different landlords. The two of them lied to the court, and the court accepted the lie. The other day, tell me, don't use a lawyer, just go there and anything and go out to me, check it. Study the system. And you know something? When the time Philip God said to me, that the court was not to come and say, the lawyer that just tell them here. There's no system there. Yeah? So the king said to me, you know, there's no system there because something with the law that come and split and turn the law with all kind of words and foolishness, you see. And the next thing he said to me, the lawyers didn't go to learn, didn't go to school to learn how to solve problems and got to learn how to win cases.
Oh wow.
The lawyers can't solve problems, so the parliament full of what them. And I mean, that,
Like we have to come back to this, Miss Mervis. We have to break, and we have a scheduled interview lined up.
yes, but yeah, so this is how you want to think. Somebody will watch that, so we have one time or we not have none.
We hear you loud and clear. Thanks, Miss Mervis. All the best.
Watch TVJSN or One Spot Media on Friday, January 20, to see the exciting culmination of the RJRP, the National Sportsman and Sportswoman of the Year Awards for 2022. Learn who will be Sportsman and Sportswoman of the Year and who will take home the Chairman's Award, the People's Choice Award, the Youth Award, and the Lifetime Achievement Award. Sponsored by J-Ray Main Event Entertainment Group Limited, the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, Pure Country, Free Your Image Consultancy, Television Jamaica, the Gleaner Company Media Limited, TVJ Sports Network, Radio Jamaica Limited, Hits 92 FM, R106 FM, RETV, Jamaica News Network, and One Spot Media. It's the only program on Jamaican radio dedicated to the world of automobile. It's the Auto World with Shelly and Amanda. Get news about producers related to vehicles and automotive technology. Learn the ins and outs of the physical operation. Find out about the various stakeholders in the local and international automotive sector. From oil and gas to road safety to infrastructure. The Auto World is your one-stop shop for everything auto. That's the Auto World with Shelly and Amanda. Weekdays at 5:50 p.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. and taking your calls. A little later on, we'll get back to more of your calls, but we have, as we have outlined at the start, we have a scheduled interview, and it's concerning an event, a very important event that is happening on Saturday, the 21st of January, 2023. And this is the US Elite International GET Summit Global Education Teachers Summit. So that's what the GET stands for. Global Education Teacher Summit. And it's happening, as we said, Saturday, the 21st of January. And we're happy to have joining us to tell us more, to tell us more. We're going to hear from the host and keynote presenter, Ms. Keisha Thorpe. She is the Global Teacher Prize winner for 2021. Hello. Well, first of all, can you confirm the pronunciation of your name is like the what we're used to, Keisha, or does it have a different buzz to it or slant because there's an I and then right before the A at the end?
Yes, you're right. Well, thank you so much for having me. Yes, it's here.
Kishia. There we go.
Yes,
I suspected something right. Good, something good. So it's Miss Kishia Thorpe, right? Global Teacher Prize winner 2021. And we also are happy to have online, I believe he is the Chief Professional Development Officer at the Jamaica Teaching Council, Mr. Davion Leslie. Would that be the goodly gentleman, Ms. Thorpe?
yes, he's here.
There he is. Good afternoon to you. How are you? That's fine. Well, let's start with you, Kishia. Let's start with you in terms of your choice of this noble profession. Want to start it at that basic level. Did you choose education or education chose you?
Oh, oh my goodness, that is such a great question. I always say that education chose me because when I left Jamaica at high school to go to college, I was on a pretty long track. I wanted to be a lawyer, but once I got to the U.S. and I realized that there were students in and around the community in schools that were experiencing uh, very socioeconomic challenges and social justice issues, I really wanted to be that person to really champion a cause for them. And that really made me pivot from wanting to be a lawyer and going to law school, which I actually got into law school after graduating high school. But I went ahead and took on a role as a teacher and as such continued to receive my advanced teacher certification. And now I'm a licensed principal and global teacher.
And
So yes,
yes.
education definitely chose me, and it's given me a purpose, and it's become my life purpose as a result.
How similar is your story, Davian Leslie?
Pretty similar to both of you guys, and I absolutely agree. I would share the same education and the exact and the introduction myself. But they got love and that education absolutely taught me the person I was to overcome these challenges. I taught education especially. I joined social projects because the person taught me the difference. I joined alongside education. I discovered theater, and I joined the theater. Did my theater as good. I have been here for 2
Yes. And Kishia Thorpe, loving it to the point where you have done so well that you were adjudged global. You were awarded the Global Teacher Prize for 2021. For those of us who missed that news, tell us about it.
Yeah, so the Global Teacher Prize is awarded by the Watch Foundation, and it's considered the Nobel Prize for teachers. And it's really an award to recognize teachers who are doing such great work in our teaching community, advancing the profession, advancing the role of teachers, and really advancing the education on a whole, not just on a local and national level, but on an international scope. And I think that's where my nonprofit organization comes in as well, because I'm not just a teacher in the classroom and not just preparing students in my classroom for college and work life, but outside of school, I'm very active in my community, not just in my local community, but also in the global community, because we do a lot of work through my nonprofit organization with my teacher, Dr. Patricia Thornton, and I, and we help students across the globe to receive scholarships to go to college and achieve a higher education destiny. And we mainly focus on Jamaica because, of course, that's my native country. And we also do a lot of help a lot of other students in the uh, Caribbean as well.
So, Davy and Leslie, it's a case between you and Kishir. It's a case of pass and christening Picnifoss. Is that it? I- i- In terms of where you concentrate your efforts in terms of uh, doing your best to assist and to strengthen uh, Jamaica and Jamaica's education, as opposed to spreading the wings broader than that.
Right, right. We have a very strong ties with Jamaica. And certainly with the current state, there is significant migration of funds
Hmm.
that has never been attached before. Yeah, we'll have to work with we'll have to actually unite the guidance between the national government and also the local government, because one of the challenges that we are facing is we have significant debt. So that also contributes to slow activity and ability to get the development that we are seeking.
Right. Well, let's get some more information on this GET summit, Kishia Thorpe. Uh, I've already shared with our listeners that it's happening on Saturday, the 21st of January. I didn't tell them the time. It's 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we want you to give us a bit of background on this summit, first of all, and then you could perhaps give us the mechanics of Saturday's event, for Saturday, the 21st of January.
Yeah, so the event really is to upskill teachers. We want to make sure, the pandemic has been very challenging for a lot of teachers. And so we wanted to really bring teachers together in a space, not just Jamaican teachers, but also have that ability to share and collaborate and to network with the global teachers. One of the things that I realized while traveling is that the issues in education are common across the board. And so as I'm also traveling, I see a lot of wonderful things that are going on in classrooms that are scalable, that can be duplicated across the board to make sure that we are all um, preparing our students, our modern students, for the future. And so it was incumbent upon me to really bring all of those talents and all of those resources in one space where teachers have an opportunity to really collaborate with each other and share knowledge, and not just try to reinvent the wheel, but really come to share new innovative practices, pedagogy, evidence-based strategies and practices, best practices that they've been using in their classroom, so that teachers don't necessarily feel like they're alone and feel burdened and feel like they have to go through this alone. And we know that a lot of times teachers are also challenged in the space of being able to come up with the finances necessary to upskill themselves and to continue their level of professional development, to provide quality education for students. So I really wanted to bring that vision to Jamaica and to the teachers there as well. And so for the actual event, it's going to be, like you said, on January 21st.
and it's going to be at the Jamaica Conference Center. And it starts at 8 a.m. We have registration at 7 a.m. So we want all teachers to come out very early because we have a packed day for them, not just with professional development, but a lot of great things. We are going to have a lot of display of talents. We want teachers to interact with each other throughout the day. We are providing opportunities for them to do so. We want teachers to bring their laptop, their writing pads, their cell phones. One important thing is we still have registration going on. Late registration is going on right now, and it ends on the 13th. And all of those teachers who have not registered so far, please register at uselite.org. Register at uselite.org. The event is free. All meals for the day, breakfast, lunch, and coffee breaks are free for all teachers. So we're also giving away scholarships to teachers, and also we're giving the JTC is also providing professional development certificates for teachers who show up on that day and attend at least 4 or 5 of those sessions. So this is going to be very beneficial to all teachers. So we really want teachers to come out and have a very meaningful day with us.
And Davy and Leslie, how do you view this intervention uh, by another of our illustrious educators, in this case, Kishia Thorpe? How do you view this kind of in intervention and engagement from where you sit as Chief Professional Development Officer at the Jamaica Teaching Council?
We are very excited, Dervan. We really are very excited about this. Kishia hasn't quite said it, but I'm going to tell you that we feel special to be able to interact with her, for her to lead sessions with us.
Hold on one moment. Tell us some more after the break, please. Listeners, our guests are Davian Leslie, Chief Professional Development Officer at the Jamaica Teaching Council. And we also have been speaking with Ms. Kishia Thorpe, Global Teacher Prize winner 2021, and the host and keynote presenter for the U.S. Elite International GET Summit, scheduled for Saturday, January 21st, 2023.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:15.
Let your voice be heard. Watch TVJ, TVJSN, JNN, or One Spot Media and vote for your favorite in the RJR Gleaner National Sportsman and Sportswoman of the Year Awards, People's Choice Performance of the Year Award. Vote from Fabian Allen's CPL catch for the Jamaica Tallawahs, Shelley and Fraser Price's World Championships 100-meter win, Nicholas Hamilton's won the goal in the Jamaica Premier League, Sharika Jackson's 200-meter World Championships win, the Reggae Girls' 4-0 win over Haiti. Vote by text or voice to 876-444-2473 or online at the RJR Gleaner Sports Foundation website or any of the websites of the RJR Gleaner Group. Sponsored by VM Group, J. Rand Bevue, Main Event Entertainment Group Limited, the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, Pure Country, Free Your Image Consultancy, Television Jamaica, the Gleaner Company Media Limited, TVJ Sports Network, Radio Jamaica Limited, Hits 92 FM, Power 106 FM, RETV, Jamaica News Network, and One Spot Media.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, here on Power 106 FM, the story of Jamaica and Jamaicans at home and abroad. U.S. Elite International GET Summit, Global Education Teacher Summit, happening Saturday, January 21st. If you know a teacher, spread the word, tell a teacher, and spread the word. The event comes with refreshments as well, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and obviously a lot of learning material as well. And we were hearing before the break from Davian Leslie, Chief Professional Development Officer at the Jamaica Teaching Council, responding to the question of how he views from his vantage point this intervention, this collaboration with the Global Education Teachers Summit. And you were responding when we had to take the break. So please pick up the point for us, Davy and
Sure,
Leslie.
sure, no problem, no problem. Right, I
Mm.
was saying that Kisha hasn't quite said it, and I imagine she's not so keen on blowing her own trumpet. But I'm going to tell you that we think there's tremendous benefit from engaging with the Global Teacher of the Year. This is a big deal, and she has decided that she will make a special presentation to Jamaican teachers. And not only will she be here, but she's also coming with many of her colleagues and friends, many of whom, some of whom are also past winners of the Global Teacher of the Year. So this is a tremendous opportunity that our teachers have to engage in a space where there will be many amazing and insightful ideas being shared that they can leave with to put into practice. So we are very, very happy, very excited. We're looking forward to the day, and we are absolutely sure that the teachers who attend are going to leave being significantly impacted positively. So very excited, Durban. Very, very excited.
Yes, I can hear the excitement. And in terms of the structure for the day, can you paint a picture of what that would look like, the look and feel of Saturday, the 21st of January at the Jamaica Conference Center in downtown Kingston, starting at 8 in the morning?
Right. So
Yes.
go ahead, Kisha.
Go
You
ahead,
probably
Vivian.
better at this. Oh no, you go ahead, Kisha.
Yes, of course, we're going to be starting off with registration. Again, that opens at 7 a.m. We have limited parking, so we want to make sure that everyone shows up on time. And once they get in there, also, we're imploring everyone to make sure that they check their emails before they get to the summit, because once they register, they receive a ticket with a QR code, which they will scan in order to get into the summit. So please make sure you remember your ticket. You can come with your ticket on your phone, on your laptop, or you can print it and show it upon arrival. And again, we're going to be starting off with breakfast, and we'll also have quite a few students as well that are going to be participating. We are also partnering with the JTA. We're partnering with Jonathan Grant High School and also Jamaica College, and they're going to have some of their students help us volunteer to chaperone some of our international speakers to make sure that they feel at home. We've also have quite a bit of lineup. We have some teachers who are going to also show their dynamic talents and skills beyond academics and beyond what they can do in the classroom by performing poetry and song. We also have Jonathan Grant High School that's going to be performing as well at the event. And we also have Jamaica College, which is going to also do a cultural event, cultural performance for our visitors. So it's going to be a day of not just academics, but really a day of excitement with teachers, really networking, speaking with each other, forming relationships, bonding. We have different sessions from teacher education to digital education, internationalizing education, democratizing education. So there are different rooms as well that we'll have different speakers in. We'll have TED Talks, we'll have PowerPoint presentations, we'll have panel discussions. So there are different also different kinds of presentations. So it's not just a one note, but it's a very exciting atmosphere that we're creating for teachers to engage in different ways with each other as well. And we're also going to have some educational agencies as well that will be there displaying other resources, educational resources that teachers can also take and fill their toolboxes to go back to the classroom. So we'll have, again, a very exciting day. We want all teachers to show up, print your tickets, make sure that you show up. Tell a friend, get the come on, get some knowledge, get some skill, get some networking, come and get everything at the Get Summit. And you can get more information at uselite.org. And again, the late registration closes on the 13th.
And that registration obviously is for the purpose of proper planning, isn't it?
Yes, it's definitely for proper planning because we want to make sure that uh, all of our attendees are really fed and that they have a great experience. And so, in order for us to make sure that we curate that kind of experience for everyone and make sure that everything is organized, we have to make sure that we put a deadline on registration. So we our first registration deadline was on the 6th, but we acknowledge that schools in the U.S. and other places um, open earlier than schools in Jamaica. So we wanted to honor that by extending our deadline for teachers who have logged off over the break just to take a mental break and really respect that time for them and extend our deadline to the 13th. So we really want teachers to not show up on the day, not registered. We are not apt to take walk-ins. We really want teachers to register so we can plan properly for you. So thank you for asking that question.
Sure, no problem. I notice as well that you obviously have the support of the Jamaica Teaching Council. What are some of
Yes.
the other partners who are on board for this Global Education Teacher Summit?
So we thank you for asking. So we have Barita, and they also have a great professional development program, and they will be supporting teachers beyond the summit. So we have partnered with a lot of people who we know are going to be continuing what we're doing because we didn't want the summit to be just a one-off, and then teachers don't get support beyond that. So Barita has come on board to help with that as well. We have NCB, and we also have the U.S. Embassy as well uh, and the JTA as well. That's helping to also mobilize teachers and really get some of our teachers from the rural area to be able to make the most of this experience as well.
And I would imagine Davian Leslie, Chief Professional Development Officer at the Jamaica Teaching Council, that the word has already gone out and is still being sent out, being disseminated, which helps, because it's one thing when you have all these wonderful ideas and you sit together as a team and you plan and you organize. If nobody shows up, then it's just not going to happen, what in terms of the way you wanted it to happen. So that the network on the ground already is key in mobilizing, wouldn't you say, Davy and Leslie?
Right, indeed, indeed. And so we have been spreading the word within the network of teachers that we at the Teaching Council are in touch with. We have sent out our email blast. We have also been interacting directly with those teachers who work closer with the Teaching Council to get the information out in the system. And an interaction like this with you today, Dervan, is
Yes.
also a chance for the wider society and those teachers that we don't interact with on a daily basis to hear what's happening. So we're thanking you for this opportunity, of course.
Sure, no problem. I think I heard Kishia wanting to come back in there. You were saying something, Kishia?
Um, no, just yeah, just just wanted to reiterate some of the things that Davian has said. We definitely are looking forward to making sure that we put together a great experience for teachers where it can be beneficial. We don't really want this to be just something that they show up for and just a social networking space, but we really want to make sure that and what we have done, we have a selection committee that have gone over all of the presentations that will be at the that will be presented there, and all of the speeches, the TED Talk, whatever is going to be presented there. We made sure that it was also in line with the professional development standards for teachers in Jamaica, and also some of the minister's priorities the Minister of Education priorities for education. So we want to make sure that teachers understand that whatever we're bringing to them is going to be very beneficial, not just to what they're doing in the classroom, but also for their own personal and professional development as they aspire to be more than just classroom teachers, but also teacher leaders and master teachers as well.
Yes. And so you've hit the ground running as far as 2023 is concerned, haven't you both, in terms of getting together and with your other partners to put on this event. So this would be the very first such event, the very first event of its kind for 2023, Davy and Leslie, because I would imagine the Jamaica Teaching Council has had fora, summits, meetings from time to time over the years.
Right, indeed. This is the first PD event for this calendar year. We have other activities coming up. In mid-February, thereabout, we have our National PD Day, and plans are already afoot for that. So this is the first event, and quite frankly, may end up being the banner event for the year, and also will serve as a model of how we can use we can organize PD activities for teachers. The truth is, Dervan, a part of what we at the Teaching Council have been promoting over the years is what we call the professionalization of the teaching service, so that teachers see themselves as more than just beings who are in the classroom interacting with students, but that they're professionals who have a voice and who can lend that voice to help shape policy and help to shape the ways in which other teachers operate. So we want teachers to see themselves as presenters, as facilitators, as experts in their own right. And so this opportunity gives teachers a chance to share their practice with others and helps to validate them as professionals. So that for us is a big part of how we have been organizing our PD activities for the last few years. And this perhaps is a culmination of what we would want it to become. Teachers who are presenting at international conferences, our own Jamaican teachers whose experiences are given the platform at an international conference so that people are learning from them.
Well said. We're going to wrap in just a moment with the contact details and the information that our teachers need to have ahead of Saturday, the 21st of January. One moment, please.
Help us protect Jamaica's borders. Tell us about any illegal guns coming through customs controlled areas. Call Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is 3:30.
Calling all teachers. Big event happening on Saturday, the 21st of January 2023. It's the U.S. Elite International GET Summit. The GET there stands for Global Education Teacher Summit. And we are delighted to be able to accommodate the host and the keynote presenter at the GET Summit, Ms. Kishia Thorpe, Global Teacher Prize winner for 2021, and 100% Jamaican, right, Kishia?
100%, 100% Jamaican.
And playing your part, to paraphrase our national pledge, in advancing the welfare of
Yeah,
the whole human race.
whole human race.
Yes.
Amen to that.
All right. So for the information that the teachers listening to us, and maybe their their colleagues, maybe their family members, nudging them to say, "Hey, mommy, daddy, this sounds like somewhere you need to be." Just remind us of the specifics in terms of who can attend, what do we need to do to ensure that we are on board and part of this Global Education Teacher Summit, Saturday, the 21st of January, from 8 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon.
All right. Again, thank you so much. It's going to be at the Jamaica Conference Center. Please show up on time. 7 a.m. is registration and breakfast. And please make sure that you dress professional. Attire is business and professional. Bring your technology, bring your laptop, your writing pad. Wi-Fi will be available so you don't have any problem. Lunch is going to be provided as well as breakfast. And again, the benefits, you get a JTC Professional Development Certificate to advance your career. There's going to be scholarship giveaway. We also want to make sure that everyone come with their ticket and QR code. Make sure that you register online at uselite.org. Bring your ticket. Your ticket can be on your phone, your laptop, or you can print your ticket, but you have to have a ticket or an ID to get in. And I think that's it. But just
Yeah.
come, network, collaborate, make a new friend, uh, and have a great day with us. And
Yes.
again, we're going to be having fun, entertainment, and we're also going to have some educational resources available so that you can leave with as many tools in your box as possible.
And clearly, you're being very professional about it, aren't you, Davia and Leslie, in your capacity as Chief Professional Development Officer at the Jamaica Teaching Council, to the point where I think the medical doctors do that, don't they? Where you, depending on what your situation is, you attend one of these developmental programs, activities, summit, whatever you call it, and you earn points. Is that the arrangement, or is it a little different?
It's quite similar to that actually. At the end of the year, teachers' appraisal is dependent on, well, a part of it certainly is dependent on how many hours of PD they have participated in. So we are the ones who have a framework. By we, I mean the JPC are the ones who have a framework in place to certify those hours so that a teacher can produce a certificate to say, I have attended this training activity or that training activity, and here is my JPC endorsed certificate. And then, based on the number of hours of training that they have participated in, then they score so many credits on their appraisal.
I see. And I see some feedback coming in as well. Lorna Shelton Beck in Charleston, North Carolina, or South Carolina, I beg your pardon, says, I think guidance counselors should be included. Are they?
Yes, guidance
Yes,
counselors are
they
included,
are.
are
Everyone,
invited,
Hmm.
right? And there,
administrators.
and to my knowledge, there's at least two sessions. There are at least two sessions that will be led by guidance counselors.
Okay. I, was that what you were going on to say as well, Ms. Thorpe?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
everyone is included. Every level of staff that works with children from I think you say basic school all the way up to university.
Yes.
We have something for everyone.
Yes. Well, we have the flyer which we'll be posting and sharing and spreading the word, and we look forward to keeping in touch with you as professionals to share with our listeners whatever information is needed so that we can play our part in supporting the transformation of education in Jamaica. And we congratulate you both and your respective colleagues and teams on the tremendous work that you're doing. And as we said, we feel honored to be able to play, if even a little part, in terms of getting the word out so that the educators would be mobilized. But in the meantime, thank you so much. We're looking forward to a successful GET Summit on the 21st, Saturday, the 21st of January, from 8 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. Thank you so much, Kishia Thorpe. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me. I really, really do appreciate your support.
Anytime. And thank you very much, Davia and Leslie. All the best.
Indeed, thank you, Dervan. Great speaking with you.
Same here. Take care.
All right, bye bye.
Bye bye. Davia and Leslie, Chief Professional Development Officer at the Jamaica Teaching Council. And you also heard Ms. Kishia Thorpe, Global Teacher Prize winner of 2021. She is the host and the keynote presenter for the GET Summit, the Global Education Teacher Summit, GET, scheduled for Saturday, the 21st of January, from 8 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon, endorsed and supported by the Jamaica Teaching Council, also on board, naturally, the Ministry of Education and Youth, the United States Embassy, the Jamaica Teachers Association, of course, and also uh, Varkey Foundation, Global Teacher Prize, and Barita Foundation, all on board. So too the Jamaica Diaspora Northeast USA with the irrepressible Dr. Karen Dunkley, and her Karen is spelled with two R's, Karren, And there's a WhatsApp number here as well for contact, 202-390-6224. That's 202-390-6224. And again, the location, Jamaica Conference Center, 14 to 20 Port Royal Street in downtown Kingston, Jamaica. Looking forward to that one. Very, very, very nice. Well done to the organizers, and we're sure it will be a successful event. Let's keep it flowing. Let's keep it going here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Cleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, and taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. 876-922-4112 to 5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us as well on WhatsApp. That number is 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. And let's clear some of the messages that have come in since the last time we checked. You know how important your messages are to us. And thank you very much for your indulgence. Faye Weller, good afternoon. Thank you. Lorna Shelton Beck tuned in as well. Thank you very much for joining us. And we also acknowledge Cherry Henry. She says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. I'm not getting Power 106 this side in Tar Isle, St. Mary. We're sorry to hear that. We'll just have to do one of those quick photo captures and send it straight to the radio and television transmission team, the engineers, so at least they are notified. We're always happy to do that, to get the word out so that the members of the team are made aware of. Right, I think we just did that. So we need to send the message. So we have transmitted your message to the WhatsApp group of engineers within the RGR Gleaner Communications Group. Patricia Thorpe, good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us. Rose's Kitchen and Natural Juices saying good afternoon from London, England. Welcome, Rose's Kitchen and Natural Juices in London, England. Good to have you on board. Thank you very much for making it both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. Still have messages to clear. This message says thank you. And this is from, who is this again? Tina, who straddles Central Kingston, Jamaica, and Ontario, Canada, on the subject of expungement and related matters. Let's see who else is messaging us. Is that Gian? Gian in Chantilly, Portland, says, good afternoon, teacher. Maybe not by profession, but surely, naturally, Happy New Year. Peace. Happy New Year to you too, Gian in Chantilly, Portland. You're very kind. Good afternoon, teacher. Maybe not by profession, but surely, naturally. Happy New Year. That's very kind of you, Gian in Chantilly, Portland. Very kind of you to so construct your message to give it the kind of effect that you set out to achieve in the first place. Let's go through some of these WhatsApp messages. 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. This one from Rohan Johnson from Atlas Security, Ocho Rios, St. Anne, saying big up to each and everyone who are tuning in to the program for the first time, coming from Rohan Johnson, Atlas Ocho Rios. All the best, Rohan Johnson from Atlas in Ocho Rios. Cuban in Georgia says, good afternoon, Sir Malcolm. The complaints are so loud, as my mother would say, six of one and half dozen of the other. Where are the socializing programs we've been told of, and who are the individuals tasked with delivering such services? Well, you'll have to check with the Youth Service, the Heart NSTA Trust, the Children First. I'm trying to remember some of the other organizations. We have our fair share. Daniel Blackwood, good afternoon to you. He says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan Malcolm. Just joining you as I'm leaving downtown Toronto from work. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hello to all the other Jamaicans who work in downtown Toronto. Cuban in Georgia has another thread of messages. Sir, I heard of the abuse of our children in the state care facilities and how we allowed a certain individual to get so close to the state run hospital who is in charge of the care and protection of these children safety. Sir Malcolm, it's not only the citizens of Kingston and St. Andrew nor Spanish Town, the citizens in the 14 parishes pay their taxes. So, my question to the Parliament, why aren't we seeing the JUTC buses going to the entire island so all citizens can enjoy the comfort of the services of the JUTC? Is this too hard for the Parliament to do, sir? You've put the questions out there. Over to the parliamentarians, Cuban in Georgia.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
3:45.
The Auto World.
It's the only program on Jamaican radio dedicated to the world of automobile. It's the Auto World with Shelley Ann McLagan. Get news and reviews relating to vehicles and automotive technology. Learn the ins and outs of mechanical operation. Find out about the various stakeholders in the local and international automotive sectors. From auto finance to road safety to motorcycles, the Auto World is your one-stop shop for everything auto. That's the Auto World with Shelley Ann McLagan. Weekdays at 5:15 p.m. on Power 106 FM and the Power 106 FM app.
Chased from afar.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. So we mentioned the fact that Jamaica used to manufacture Aquafresh toothpaste. It used to be manufactured by natural processors at its factory in Temple Hall in St. Andrew under license from Beecham Products of the United Kingdom. Aquafresh was introduced on the market in Jamaica on the 9th of January 1984. At the time, Jamaica was the second country in the world outside of England to manufacture Aquafresh toothpaste. That's not the only thing we used to manufacture in Jamaica, as we like to share on this program. Although agriculture continues to be important to the economy of not just St. Thomas, but of Jamaica in the 20th century, it was. But a number of other industries also developed over the period. While it lasted, the Goodyear Tire Factory had quite a positive impact on the parish and, by extension, the wider economy of Jamaica. In 1966, Goodyear opened its tire factory on a 30-acre site on the former Springfield estate at Duhenny Pen, which is just outside of Morant Bay. The factory manufactured car tires, truck tires, farm equipment tires, and other related products and provided employment for more than 200 St. Thomas residents for 31 years until its closure in 1997. Goodyear, Jamaica was very successful and supplied the local market and also exported tires to every CARICOM country. However, labor disputes over wage and fringe benefits packages for 127 of its hourly paid workers, followed by two crippling strikes in January 1995, which affected the company's ability to supply the export market, contributed to the company's decision to discontinue production of car tires in that year. Although the St. Thomas factory continued to produce truck and other tires, the writing was on the wall, and Goodyear announced that it was making a transition away from production and focusing instead on sales and marketing. In 1977, the Goodyear Tire Factory in St. Thomas, in 1997, I beg your pardon, the Goodyear Tire Factory in St. Thomas closed its doors for good, taking with it the livelihoods of many. When he served as the Jamaica Labour Party's representative for Western St. Thomas from 1959 until 1976, and in his capacity as Minister of Trade and Industry, the Honorable Robert Lightburn, OJ, spearheaded the establishment of several factories in Yallahs, including a telephone assembly plant. The push towards the development of viable manufacturing enterprises in the parish was characteristic of Lightburn's tenure as minister. The many initiatives underway in the parish in the 1960s included the Caribbean Button Company Limited, license 1963. That's license St. Thomas, 1963. ITT Standard Electrical Company of Jamaica Limited, Yallahs, 1965. Hosiery Company of Jamaica Limited, 11 Miles, Bull Bay, 1966. National Fibers Limited, license 1966. Pride Manufacturing Company Limited, 11 Miles, 1967. And General Distributors Limited at 7 Miles in 1968. Minister Lightburn was also instrumental in the decision to locate the Goodyear Tire Factory in St. Thomas in 1967. In tribute to his contribution to the parish, the Robert Lightburn High School in Trinityville, St. Thomas, has been named in his honor. Those were the good old days. Nicola in Central Jamaica, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for your message and all the very best. Let's continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Let's give you a couple of updates right now. And we're going to
No matter how far, to fight for the right, without question or cause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause.
All right, a couple of new developments since the last time we checked, as reported by the JamaicaGleaner.com, Jamaica-Gleaner.com. And let's see what we have here now. Government opposition at odds on constitutional reform committee. And there's a picture. It seems they were very close, or did they just deliberately juxtapose the photos? Minister of Local and Constitutional Affairs, Marlene Malahoo Fort, and Leader of the Opposition, Mark Golding, are pictured. And the story is Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, Marlene Malahoo Fort, this afternoon blasted the parliamentary opposition for its lack of support for the establishment of a special committee that will, among other things, look into transitioning Jamaica to a republic. Prime Minister Andrew Holness was expected to name the members of the Constitutional Reform Committee at today's sitting of the House of Representatives. The committee should comprise representatives of the Houses of Parliament from the government and opposition, the Attorney General, the Solicitor General, and constitutional law experts, among others. But Malahoo Fort said the government is unable to proceed as the opposition is not on board. The leader of the opposition has advised that concerns he has are such that he will not be naming the members of the opposition to sit on the committee at this time. I don't think I can express sufficiently to the people of Jamaica how disappointed I am with this position, Malahoo Ford said, as she referenced a communication sent by Mark Golding. The minister argued that it was obvious that Golding harbors suspicions about what the government intends to do with the reform of the Constitution, but reiterated that there was no need for the concerns. If there are concerns, and I understand the concerns, don't hold up the naming of the committee. The purpose of the committee is to provide guidance. The purpose of the committee is to help build consensus and to ensure that the views of the parliamentary opposition are taken into account, Malahoo Fort said. The committee will be supported by a secretariat to be drawn from the ministry and will include the permanent secretary, the director of legal reform, and a technical team, the chief parliamentary counsel and a technical team, the senior director of constitutional reform, and a recording secretary. Golding confirmed that there is a disagreement over whether the London-based Privy Council and Caribbean Court of Justice issue should fall under the review committee's scope of work. He wants the matter to be made a priority of the reform agenda. Golding said that he raised that matter and other issues of concern in a letter to Malahoo Ford 6 months ago, but only got a reply on Thursday. So it is not a question that I am refusing to nominate members from the opposition to sit on this committee, but I'm asking, and I expect and hope to receive the clarity, transparency, and disclosure that we want, and that the Jamaican people deserve as to where the government intends to go on these important matters, Golding said. That's a story by Judana. Looks like Judana Murphy, Judana. Judana, could be Judana as well, Murphy. And that's the story. She has contributed on the Gleaner's website. This is not the Go-Jamaica. This is the Jamaica-Gleaner.com. Jamaica-Gleaner.com. A couple more of these stories for you, just to keep you abreast of the developments as they unfold. Family relieved at return of missing Maxfield Avenue twin sisters. Yes, and there's a picture of the street sign, Berwick Road. Family relieved at return of missing Maxfield Avenue twin sisters. A Maxfield Avenue family is relieved that twin sisters who were reported missing on Monday have been found. The Gleaner understands the 13-year-old sisters were found today. An Ananda alert was activated for them yesterday after a report was made to the police. The girls are from Berwick Road, Kingston 13. No information was provided to the news center about where they were found. A male relative was overcome with emotions when the Gleaner visited the home a short while ago. Everything all right. We find them early this morning. You see, when kids not short of nothing, he said. The male relative told the Gleaner that their father is a businessman and their mother works hard to take care of them. And that's Andre Williams' story, contributed to the Gleaner's online platform, Jamaica-Gleaner.com. The case against accused in murder of American missionaries has been adjourned to Tuesday afternoon. Isn't that this afternoon? Well, I guess we'll hear the story in later newscasts. Difficult for Gage Gray to stay after report of gross breach at Child Protection Agency, Morgan. And this has been all over the news within the last